Welcome guys, you must have copied someone's deck, at least once and realized it didn't work as the guy showed. Have you ever thought of the reason? The reason is that you don't play the mini the right way. In this video I am gonna show you what is the role of every mini. This will also help you to replace the mini with a mini which has similar role. We will start from the 2 elixir mini to all the way up to 4 elixir. First are the 2 elixir minis. We are gonna start things up with Knight. He is a budget tank and provides great value for its cost. His role is to tank for your backlines but not as a main tank but as a tank after your main tank dies. For this role you need to place him a tile behind your main tank. It can be a bit on either side, that doesn't really matter. He also serves another purpose of wasting time of enemy melee units. You can do this by trapping him in a box or in a painful path with his 2nd star upgrade. This will allow your units to dish out a lot of damage at start. Next up is Barbarian. He is a really solid win condition but is very squishy, so never, ever, try to place him at the front row or else a spear goblin is gonna end his career. You should always place him at the back and you might also catch a prince or a miner. The next mini we will be dealing is Archer. She is a really flexible mini. She is different roles with different heroes and enemies. If you are playing any melee hero, she is a solid win condition because your heroes can get countered by the backlines which she has mastered in dealing against. In Archer Queen and Royal Champion deck is to get your enemy's backline low so that they can activate their boast ability, and if you against a Wave Master versus Shield Maiden matchup she can be used as a bait. This is only limited to Shield Maiden because she will not target the Wave Master, resulting Wave Master to not go away, but the taunt allows her to live for another day. The next mini we will be talking about is Skeleton Guard. In this meta he is really outshined by the Knight. He gets one-shotted by Spear Goblin. The only use is the old Countess Trap which still works because he only has 5 HP. Next mini is Wizard. He is still really good against healer decks and can hard counter a level 5 Wavemaster. He has a great area denial with a decent DPS. The thing is you should not upgrade him until your opponent plays all his minis except his 3rd star upgrade. Next mini, the 2 elixir category, is Ice Wizard. He is probably the most underrated unit the game. He can slow multiple enemies with 1st star upgrade, making him a pretty viable mini in Archer Queen deck. He can perfectly counter Miner with his Ice Bomb ability. He can also make minis like Pekka not even get a single hit. According to matchup his role changes and he is a worthy 2-cost mini to give it a shot. The next mini is Miner. With Miner, so many players make a common mistake of sending Miner alone. The fact that he is not a damage dealer or a tank feels unknown to many people. This is the reason why people have both Miner and Prince in the same deck, so that Prince can tank while Miner clear other stuff, and you should never send Miner in Seashell, rather send a tank. The next mini is Spear Goblin. He is pretty much a hit or miss. Just the one mistake people make is that using him in heal tile. Now come on, heal tiles heals 8 HP while he deals maximum of 8 damage, so what's the point connecting the spear? Well, nothing really. Last mini is Swordsman. The role of Swordsman is to kill his own allies and give your enemy a free boast activation. He has just 1 more HP than Archer. He has same HP per upgrade as hers and is a frontline, so he is just useless. Now those were the 2 elixir minis. It is time for the 3 elixir ones. We will be starting things with Lumberjack. His role is to increase the attack speed of your units. At least this is what the game thinks. The real purpose of Lumberjack is to boost minis having ram-up abilities or having super abilities. Some great examples are Dart Goblin, Musketeer and Archer Queen, so try to predict his path so that he is closer to the given types of mini. The next mini is Mommy Pekka. He is a hybrid damage dealer whose main job to drain energy from enemy units. He is not a tank, so it is idle to not make him get the first hit. Next mini in the 3 elixir category is Valkyrie. She is pretty solid win condition. Her survival is really important, but if you place her at the back her rush ability will be pointless, so just place her in a way she doesn't get first hits, and even if she does get, she has a reasonable amount of HP, and her humble ability will make her alive, so even if she gets first hit it is not the end of the carrier. Next up we have Giant Skeleton. His role in your deck is to delay your opponent, deal some burst damage and give your minis time to deal some extra damage to your enemy's frontline. Mirroring Giant Skeleton is a really toxic. Just the one mistake people do is not use him on heal tile. People think he is not gonna explode fast, but by this way you are wasting the heal tile because it only heals for 4 seconds, and if you are playing with him, he will be the main tank, and so, in the first 4 seconds no other mini is getting hit except him. We just talked about Giant Skeleton. Now we are gonna talk about his competitor Golden Giant. He pretty similar to Golden Giant but in the same way very different. He also serves the purpose of delaying enemy units so that your units can deal insane damage. He does have a great area denial, so he is not able to handle a bunch of unit, but he really shines in a stun abuse deck. Those who don't know what a stun abuse deck is, it is basically a deck in which you have a lot of stun minis. Most of stun ability deals less than 4 damage, so with his first star upgrade the healing potential is insane. Just like Ice Wizard, you can use him to block the seashell, but it is just limited to seashell because he has a normal movement, which means you can't be dependent on him for catching Miner and Prince. Next up is Dart Goblin. To be honest, the machine gun dude is my favorite minis. He is just insane if played correctly. He is a solid win condition. You just have to make him stay alive and you will most probably. If it was the first Season 2 meta, letting him survive was enough for a victory. There is no proper definition, he is just insane. Next mini is Bowler. He can get a lot of value if played correctly. His clash can turn the tables if you got an insane value. He can be used to send tanks like Giant Skeleton a tile behind, which allow your units to redirect to win condition. He is pretty simple but provides great value. The 3 elixir category is now gonna deal with Musketeer. She has pretty good HP and can be used as a wave master bait. She plays really important role in Archer Queen decks. She has Super Witchby, gets quickly charged by Archer Queen's level 5 ability, and with this you can push your enemies away giving your backline, plus the stun is also pretty helpful. The last mini is Healing Ranger. She is pretty underrated at this moment. She is an excellent wave master bait. The most interesting thing is that if you are Archer Queen or Dart Goblin and you have her 3rd star upgrade, they will not die against them as she heals just at the right time. Now we are gonna deal with the final category called 4 elixir minis. We will kick things up with the Electro Wizard. He is a backline mini with a small range. The main purpose he serves is to delay your enemy units just like Musketeer, so he is a good replacement if you don't have her at 3 stars. The next mini is Big Mommy Pekka. She is probably one of the best tanks. You can place her at the back and counter Prince, Miner and Seashell units. You can also use her at the front as main tank, and with the block ability you can block 20 or so damage, which gives you an unfair advantage. The next mini is Mega Knight. He is also a pretty decent tank. He works similar to Golden Giant but can deal with a great area. He is just not able to survive like Golden Giant. With his dark armor ability he can chain supers easily. He is a good tank but just gets outshined by others. Now we will be talking about Battle Healer. She is really not in the best place, but if you started to cycle supers she can turn the tables. Just her survival ability is the biggest issue. She can do many stuff, just the thing is if you her at the front she will die before first super. If you place her at back, by the time she gets super her allies might die, so just take care of these problem and you will be fine. Next mini in the 4 elixir category is Fisherman. He is just a hit or miss, mainly hooking the win condition. Just don't get a giant skeleton or else you're screwed. The next one is the Prince Charming. He is really an interesting one. Many people just think getting the hit is enough, but he is not that simple. I know connecting a Prince charge is great, but if you think it in a more tactical way there is more than that. People think knocking the main tank is not good, but that is what his main purpose is. If you knock his giant skeleton, Golden Giant or Shield Maiden, his frontline is exposed, it means you can wreck his win condition. Also if you pair him with Spear Goblin he will launch a tank while your Spear Goblin is exposed to deal with Archer Queen etc. The next mini is Magic Archer. He is all about angles, so try to connect a frontline with a backline and you will deal serious damage. The last mini is Witch. Her job is to get those skeletons to tickle your enemies and make Valkyrie survive for 69 more years. Now that's all I got for this video. Hope you found this helpful. I know this wasn't the best, but trust me, next one is gonna be insane, so don't forget to subscribe or else you will miss that video.